Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Said Dan channel, and this is my favorite headline from an article covering something that attorney Jeremy Hogan has stated. So here it is from the Crypto Basic. The headline is Pro XRP attorney says it's easier registering heroin than crypto in the United States. It's also probably my new favorite thing that attorney Jeremy Hogan has said. Also, I want to share with you an update and a story that broke within the last 2 or 3 weeks. Here was a headline from Decrypt, March 16th. YouTube influencers slapped with $1 billion lawsuit for promoting FTX. And so there were a number of influencers, including YouTubers, called out in this, well, not just called out, literally being sued for allegedly propping up FTX, this and that. And Ben Armstrong, also known as BitBoy Crypto, is one of those that was named in this $1 billion lawsuit. Now, I'll just say this at the outset, especially in case some of you, I understand, may have possibly missed the story, but it looks to me like a money grab. Ben Armstrong has made it very clear that he's had no interaction with FTX of any sort on that kind of level. And so he actually, there's an update though, and this is why I want to highlight this, because as awful as it is for these people to have to go through this, including Ben Armstrong, I will say Ben Armstrong has some serious fight in him, and he has been responding in a way that I gotta admit is freaking hilarious. So the attorney that filed the suit against him, he has been contacting that attorney, and whether or not this is a good legal maneuver on Ben Armstrong's part is not what I'm getting at here. It's funny regardless. And so he's been calling the guy and emailing him and contacting on social media, posting pictures of him. And some of the stuff I'm not going to post. It's admittedly hilarious, but I kind of try and keep the channel, somewhat family friendly here. But I'm going to share some of what was communicated with you. But the other day, Ben Armstrong did end up getting served. And what happened when that happened is also hilarious. I'm a fan of Ben Armstrong. So again, I'll get you all updated. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so jumping into this Jeremy Hogan stuff here first, and heroin and crypto and registering and such, where'd that all stem from? Well, attorney Jeremy Hogan shared this article from Wired, which is titled, Binance and Coinbase have been sucked into a regulatory turf war. And this article is, well, it's covering a number of things. It's medium lengthy, sort of. And they're highlighting the fact that, they're exchanges that are basically caught in between the CFTC fighting with the SEC for jurisdiction. And they have this quote from SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, and it reads as follows. If you're trying to send the message that you want crypto in the United States, but you want it to be compliant, the way to send that message is to help companies to become compliant. But we don't see that happening. You don't repair the situation by saying, come in and register. Because nobody knows what that means, but by bringing everyone into a room and having a conversation like adults, end quote. That's from a sitting SEC commissioner, Hester Peirce. And obviously that is true. If anybody that's being intellectually honest will acknowledge, absolutely, of course that's true. And so that part of that quote was shared by the official Wired account here, with 10.1 million followers on Twitter, mind you. And attorney Jeremy Hogan retweeted that article, and he wrote the following, making his point here. He said, what's become clear in 2023 is that it's not just a lack of clear rules from the SEC. The US federal government has taken the position that the whole crypto industry is fraudulent and must be stopped. The SEC's come in and register is a lie. It's just a trap. And that's a direct quote again from Jeremy Hogan. It's a lie. It's just a trap. Spot on, absolutely 100%. And then to bring the point home further, and this is what resulted in the hilarious headline for that particular article from the Crypto Basic, Jeremy Hogan wrote, you are more likely to succeed in registering your heroin with the local sheriff's office than you are to successfully register your crypto projects with the SEC. Now, that is hilarious, but sadly accurate, I regret to state. And attorney John Deaton retweeted that and said, Hogan sums it up perfectly. There you go. It's pretty well spot on here. Now, onto this stuff with Ben Armstrong. So there were a number of influencers here that were getting hit with this, including Graham Stephan, who is, he talks about crypto from time to time, but he's more of just like a general finance guy. Millions and millions of subscribers on YouTube. So it looks very clearly to me like this attorney suing these YouTubers. It's just going for the ones that have the biggest following, and it looks like a cash grab. That's what it looks like to me. And if Ben's telling the truth, and I do believe him because it would be crazy to be lying about this, he says that he literally had no communication with the people at FTX whatsoever leading up to the collapse. He had no relationship with them whatsoever. And still, they're suing him. And so understandably, I can understand being upset by that. Because again, I believe him. So he's literally getting sued. They're making an accusation with literally no proof. Yeah, well, Ben Armstrong, he's a bit spicy, he's a little fiery, didn't take so kindly to that. And so here we have the latest, and this is from Blockworks. Here's the headline: BitBoy Ben Armstrong faces legal action from FTX class action lawyers. Courts formally served Ben BitBoy Armstrong on April 5th due to his alleged harassment of attorneys' involvement in the FTX class action lawsuit. So let me just pause right here. Now, some of you will be aware of this if you hang out on Twitter with the rest of the XRP community, which, by the way, if you don't, you should consider doing so. It's a good time on there. That's where the XRP community lives mostly. But you may have noticed that Ben Armstrong not so happy with this attorney that came after him filing this suit. And he's been very vocal about this. And again, so two things here are true at once for me. I'm definitely genuinely sympathetic here because it does look like a cash grab. It genuinely looks like that. And I hate it when lawyers do that stuff. It's so obvious on the surface when something's a cash grab, but you can just tell. But at the same time, Ben's response undeniably has been hysterical. The stuff that he's doing, the names that he's calling. But see, here's the thing. So ultimately, as we go through this article, this attorney is being a little baby back biatcha. And just crying a river, acting like he's actually threatened by these mean words. But you see, the thing is, and Ben Armstrong pointed this out on Twitter, and he's right, it's not illegal to say mean things. Now, as far as whether or not this is a good legal strategy, one would think that his lawyer would tell him not to do it. But Ben's Ben, and he's fiery, and he's spicy, and he's not going to put up with crap from people. That's Ben. And it results in this situation. But did he actually do anything wrong and terrorize the lawyer? Kind of hard to believe that, because I've seen a lot. It's completely hard to believe that. I've seen a lot of what Ben Armstrong has posted here. It seems nothing of the sort. If anything, it looks like stuff that's frankly deserved. That's what it looks like to me, just as an outside observer. But anyway, the piece continues, because you can imagine as you go through. It's like, I imagine this is the stuff that because most people probably would hold back. This is all the stuff that they would want to say. Ben is doing it. He's doing it. And so a piece continues. The case had previously named Armstrong as one of 8 influencers who promoted FTX without the, quote, nature and scope of their sponsorships and or endorsement deals, payments and compensations, nor conduct adequate, if any, due diligence, end quote. So claiming that he was working with FTX or on their behalf, and he didn't do sufficient due diligence effectively. Well, again, Ben Armstrong saying, I didn't even talk to them. So it looks like they're just charging, popular YouTubers that have massive followings, because I don't know what Ben's following count is now. It's probably close to 1.5 million people or something like that. So, you tell me. Piece continues, though. In the weeks since the suit was filed back in March, Armstrong has allegedly been in contact with the lawyer representing the plaintiffs, Adam Moskowitz, through emails, social media, and phone calls. The attorneys originally filed a complaint against Armstrong in March, alleging that he had, quote, left voicemails, end quote, that targeted the counsel, including one to Moskowitz claiming, quote, we're going to have First Amendment protesters around your house 24/7, day and night, end quote. So that's what's being alleged. That Ben Armstrong called attorney Moskowitz, who is suing Ben Armstrong, and said that we're going to have protesters around your house 24/7, day and night. According to This is what everybody getting sued by somebody who's engaging in money grab wants to do. Ben Armstrong is doing it. Anyway, piece continues. According to the most recent filing, the lawyers were unable to serve Armstrong until April 5th. Lawyers involved with the case requested a hearing with the court to address the, quote, serious matters of Armstrong's conduct to date, end quote. And look, I'm not going to pretend to know every single thing that was sent this attorney's way, but everything that I've seen to this point, it's just like, yeah, there's some name calling in this and that, but again, this guy, as far as I'm concerned, it looks like he's engaging in a money grab, so if I were Ben, I'd be pretty damn pissed off, to be honest with you. But I haven't seen anything that rises to the level that you'd remotely call serious matters. So here you go. The attorney looks, from what I can see anyway, and again, maybe I don't have every single fact. I'm sure that's the case, in fact. But it looks like he's just trying to play the victim card here now. Piece continues. In the filing, the lawyers wrote, quote, plaintiffs respectfully suggest that any court cannot condone or allow such inappropriate, bullying, unprofessional, and frankly terrorizing conduct, specifically in a time where social media reaches millions of people and which involves direct threats on officers of the court and their families, end quote. Look, tell me, what are these direct threats? I haven't heard anything about this. The stuff that I've seen that's been publicly does not rise to the level of terrorizing conduct. Now, again, if there's stuff that I'm missing, fine, bring it to my attention. But what is this guy asserting? Direct threats? Does that include the mean names that he's called? And so check this out. And this is hilarious also. In response to being served, Armstrong claims that he asked the process server to deliver a message to Moskowitz that he's going to bury the lawyers. He concluded the message with a threat saying, "You're going to pay, buddy." So think about this. I've never heard of anyone respond like this, and it's hilarious. So Ben Armstrong gets served. Here's the papers. I can only imagine that's what it would look like. And you're officially served. And then the process server, presumably he's just ready to go. He did his job. But then Ben Armstrong must be like, whoa, hold on. Can you record a video of me right now to give to Moskowitz? Can you do that for me? And he's like, you're going to pay, buddy. I think it's hilarious. I've never heard of such a thing. That should be in a movie or something. That would be fantastic. Oh, good stuff here. So anyway, Ben Armstrong, he was tweeting about this earlier, and part of what he shared on Twitter was the following. I asked the process server to record a quick video on his phone so he could personally deliver a direct message from me to Adam. The inept Adam Moskowitz likes to play the victim card because he can't actually stand behind his incompetency and toxic strategies. You see, he is the bully who plays the victim. As a society, we need to stand against this type of behavior. Our legal system enables bullies to prey on any unsuspecting target. It must stop. It's time we start a movement where those of us who are tired of these bullies reverse the dynamic. Stop accepting the system as is, and let's change it. Also, Adam still sucks as a human. There you go. Are you not entertained? So again, look, I'm on Team Ben here. Unless there's evidence that comes out that indicates there was some actual genuine threat, okay, then fine. I'll be like, okay, then Ben did something wrong. But if it's just the name calling and stuff, well, look, this looks like a money grab. That all seems deserved to me. So I don't know. Again, could be missing some stuff. So I can only speak on what is publicly available and what I've seen to this point. We don't all know everything. But, yeah. You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.